Oh, what's up GameLeapers, Pro Guides Addicts back at it. Hope you're all looking forward to next patch, and in this video we're going to be revealing the 10 best builds of the new 11.9 patch and the champions you have to abuse these on. Now I'm sure we all know by now that Season 11 is legit League of Items. If your champion doesn't synergize well with the new mythics, the new and updated legendaries and the rest of the shop, chances are you're going to be very upset this season. So to avoid being upset, I've got 3 solutions. Stick around for the whole video, that's number 1. Number 2, hit the sub button so you don't miss any more of our videos. And third, make use of the GameLeap website. We care about our thousands of subs, guys, and upload daily original challenger tier content that only they have access to. So join the club. Links as always in the description and comment section. Alright, let's get into it. And the first build, guys, is going to rock your boat because I know a lot of you don't really enjoy playing against Master Yi, and there are a few out there who find playing against Viego really annoying. We'll expect to see more of these two next patch and more Cogmores, and the reason, guys, is because Wit's End is getting buffed, and for these attack speed on hitters, Wit's End, though not being a core item, becomes a whole lot more viable with the extra AD, and this is the item combo coming in at number 10. Kraken Slayer, your mythic item, and the buffed Wit's End. And not only is it great when you're on the attack, but also defensively. The 50 magic resist it gives you is the second highest in the shop, and even the movement speed in its passive is useful for dodging skill shots and escaping sticky situations. So because of the Wit's buff, guys, expect to see more Viego, more Yi, more Cogmore in 11.9, and if you end up playing one of these, get these two items. The on hit is too OP. Now, one build I'm sure we all know is OP, beating that Kraken Wit's End combo to the number 9 spot, is one that has propelled Ahri to the top of the win rates and has also made Silas one of the strongest mid laners. So the core item is Everfrost, guys, as your mythic, followed by Zonya's Hourglass or Cosmic Drive, and for AP damage dealers who have some sort of setup in their kit, so think of an Ahri Charm or a Silas Chain, the slow and root from Everfrost is the real wow factor. This then allows you to land all of your CC and combo in quick succession, and if your team is remotely on the same page, you can set up a bunch of kills for your allies. But it's not just great offensively, guys, it's also great defensively and stops you from dying 10 times a game. Let's think about it. When that enemy Zed or Bruiser or hard engaged support jumps on you, you can use the Glaciate active to halt them in their progress and either return fire or back out of that sticky situation. Now, if you really want to top the build off, you can also build Lucidity Boots to complement the ability haste you already have, because you are all about cooldowns, hence the Cosmic Drive purchase. So there is no reason to stop building these items, guys. Next patch, still very strong. Now, one new build that's taken off since the 11.8 patch is coming in at number 9 on this countdown, and if any of you play Sona, Janna, Lulu, any spellcasting support, even Rakan, it's time to listen up because it is free LP. Well, there's not much to it really. Rush is Shirelia's battle song, and this mythic, guys, after being overlooked by pretty much everyone, has come back with a bang because in 11.8 Riot changed it. So instead of giving your allies magic damage when you empower or protect them, which is kind of useless, you now grant them movement speed. And think about the AD carries you're seeing most of the moment. You've got Jinx, you've got Jhin, you've got Kai'Sa, Vayne, Ezreal even. Any AD carry is going to benefit a lot more from that extra movement speed than from the old magic damage. It gives these AD carries the zoom they need to dodge that Blitzcrank pull, that Camille hookshot, that Zed Shuriken, and this has seen the win rates of Sona and Soraka in particular skyrocket in high elo. These players are also building Chemtech Putrefy next for the haste and Grievous wins, so you can test this out too. But I know one thing, victories are just around the corner if you drop Moonstone and embrace the battle song. Now another item rush is up next, guys, and like the Shirelia's rush, this one guarantees wins as well, and this has been a consistent fixture in our builds countdown series because it's broken. So if you're playing Katarina, Diana, Teemo, Kayle, and even a bit of AP Xin Zhao, rushing a Nash's Tooth is the best way to go. Now why is it good? Well, these champions and the new jungle Diana rely on attack speed and on a hit. Diana less so in the on hit department, but it's still easy to proc with your passive, and Nash's gives you both of these stats. So if you think of Katarina, you have on hit in your daggers, your Shumpo, and your ultimate, which also scales with attack speed. If you think of Teemo, you have your E's on hit, which was buffed in 11.7. If you think of Kayle, you have your E, and if you think of Xin Zhao, you have a bit of on hit in your passive. The 100 AP that comes with it is also a big chunk, so you're going to hit hard, clear waves and camps faster, so keep sending it, guys, in 11.9 with the Nash's rush. Now one champion who is still boasting one of the highest win rates in the game is also doing so because of on-hit damage, and I reckon you guys know who I'm talking about. This, of course, is Urgot, who has been one of the standout top laners this season, and it's all down to one interaction, your Purge with Titanic Hydra's cleave passive. And this, guys, has seen Urgot's maxing W, now it's that OP. So what happens is that some of that damage from Titanic's passive gets imported into your W. So when you're shotgunning everything near you, you're doing extra damage because of that on hit, and it's one of the scariest things on the Rift. Like if you get close to an Urgot with a Titanic and his W up, you are going to comp it. It's as simple as that. So for another patch, guys, Urgot and Titanic makes the countdown. Now, beating the God and his Titanic to the 5th spot on our 11-9 builds countdown is another proven success story, and for one champion in particular, it's all too powerful. So it starts with Divine Sunderer and ends with Frozen Heart, which has been buffed multiple times this season. And for Nasus, guys, well, you really are off your leash. The hybrid damage with Divine Sunderer works wonders with your own hybrid damage, and Frozen Heart is now an even better item against all those popular AD bruisers and fighters, and attack speed based champions we're going to see more of next patch. So think of the ones mentioned, Viego, Yi, and Kog'Maw. Susan has even been picked in pro play in recent times because of this setup, which is funny because he's rarely ever picked at the highest level, and it just goes to show how good he actually is. So unless Riot nerf Nasus or either of these items, guys, I feel as if this combo will be on this countdown each patch. Now, this number 4 build is going to please a lot of you, I'm sure, because for two of the most popular and unpopular champions out there, 11-9 is looking more promising. So the build's core is staying the same. So you're investing in an Immortal Shield Bow, then an Infinity Edge, but your third item is a game changer, and this is the buff Death's Dance. And for Yasuo and Yone, this is unreal. Now, you might say for bruisers and fighters it's also good, and it is no doubt, but Yasuo and Yone have the highest DPS in the game, and for them to not just have more of this, but also more durability, it's huge. And in lower elos right now, players struggle enough with bringing these two Windmasters down. This also lets you compete in that side lane with the late game Camilles and Rivens of the Rift, and you can also entertain buying a Wit's End providing the enemy team has some magic damage in there. We already know how good Shield Bow and Infinity Edge is on these two, the DD just rounds out the build. Now, just before we get into the 3 most powerful builds of 11-9, guys, one last friendly reminder to check out the GameLeap website. You win, you lose, you win, you lose, you rage, you flame. Well, it's time to stop. You can start seeing victory a heck of a lot more by clicking on one of those links down below, because we have the nut content. The highest level guides, courses, and analyses going around that are made for you and to help you peak. So get clicking. So the third best 11-9 build, guys, is like some of the others on this list in the sense that we're all familiar with it, and one of the reasons for that is because it's very strong indeed. So if you're playing Zed, Kiana, Talon, your Prowler's Core and Serpent's Fang combo is keeping all of its strength and will be even better next patch once players catch on to how good spellcasting supports are with the new Shurelya's. You're going to see more Jannas and Lulus, and what item is good against these supports? The Fang, that's it. Now, I've touched on this before, but you guys do realize the Claw gives you 21 lethality, right? That's the most in the shop and makes it the deadliest mythic spike in the game, and you've also got the Sand Swipe active, which is ridiculously OP. The free dash you get gives you so much outplay potential and comboing potential, and what players don't understand is that when you use your Prowler's active, you deal more damage to that target. And all of these champions have some of the highest single target damage in the game. Just think of Zed, for example. Now, bruisers are going to be a little harder to duel in the late game because of the Death's Dance armor buff, but in the early to mid game, this is where you can take over with this Claw and Fang combo, so keep doing so. Now, the runner-up to the best 11-9 build is going to blow your socks off because no one has seen this so far in Season 11. It's a very recent phenomenon, and for one top laner, it works wonders, and this top laner is getting buffed next patch as well. So if you're a Shen main, guys, you may have seen this already. Even if you're not a Shen main, just listen to this. So you get a Turbo Chem Tank, then a Redemption, and then a Mikhail's Blessing, and yes, I'm being legit. So the idea of this build is that you're almost playing support top lane Shen. It's similar to when someone picks Lulu or Karma top lane. Seeing as you get access to more gold top than you do as a support, you get to these cheap item spikes a heck of a lot earlier. And on Shen, guys, the shields from your passive and ultimate are enhanced from Redemption and Mikhail's, and if you take Revitalize in your runes, even more so. And we've also got to mention that next patch, your ultimate is scaling off bonus HP as well, and this will be big as in the late game, and guess what? Redemption and Mikhail's will make it even bigger. Now, Chem Tank is getting nerfed, so you won't be turning on as many jets when you use its active, but the spike for just 2800 gold is too good. In particular, the Mythic passive, which gives you ability haste so you can use these empowered shields more often. To test this out in your games, guys, it's very unique, but more importantly, super strong. Now, the number 1 build of 11-9, guys, was the third best build last patch. Well, nothing is beating it next patch, and for one champion in particular, this is one of the reasons he is beyond busted. So if you're in that mid lane or jungle and you're playing a champion that can make use of the new Hextech Rocket Bell, which now gives you magic penetration right off the bat, rushing this as your mythic item is reaping the rewards. So Annie mains, Galio mains, Echo mains, you should be frothing it, but there's one champion who is following this up with Sorcerer's Shoes and a Cosmic Drive, and this 3-item combo is dominating the Rift, and you're going to see this just as much in 11-9. Now, it's true, Vladimir is getting nerfed next patch, but the thing is, guys, your Q's cooldown is still going to be low enough to bloodsuck your opponent out of lane and to finish that enemy squishy off when you come out of your pool when you're all-inning. So Vladimir, Rocket Belt, Sorcerer's Shoes, Cosmic Drive, that is the number 1, guys, and if you played against any of the champions or builds I mentioned or used any of them yourself, let me know in the comments how you got on, and are there any builds and champion combos I missed? Thanks so much for watching as always. Remember to let us know you enjoyed the video by smashing that like button, and until tomorrow's upload, this has been Coach.